What's up, everybody? This is Carter, and today I wanted to talk about the number one reason why most app developers are not getting nearly as many downloads as they could be, or if they're not getting any downloads at all, most likely what the problem is. Now, this is coming from, I get tons of emails from two different types of people. First is people that they've never heard of apps, they have no idea, they don't have an app, they just want to get started. Awesome, I'm here for you. The other side is people that have built a few apps, developers, they've been in the game for a while, and they're having a hard time getting downloads. And I know how frustrating that can be. I mean, I've totally been there. I've been there multiple times in the past, 5 years, 6 years that I've been doing this. And there's one clear principle that it's really amazing that most people in our business haven't really adopted yet, but in every other business, especially any other marketing focused business, this is really the foundation. And that is all about market research. Now, specifically, it's all about understanding who your users are. This, to me, really hit home. I was in a Facebook group, not Bluecloud Select, some other Facebook group, I don't know, like a month ago, and someone talked about how they have a bunch of apps and they're just so sick of hearing, gurus, influencers online, people like myself who talk about how they can get you so many downloads and they can 10x your business and blah, blah, blah. Like how they think it's just a complete load of crap. And I get it, right? I totally know how it feels when you're not getting the results and people are telling you they can get you the results and you're like, you're full of crap. And what I told this guy is that I can get you the downloads you want. Tell me who exactly your users are. And he didn't come back and say, here's my user. He said, well, here's my game. I built this game on BuildBox. Or he had a BuildBox game and a couple of casino games. And he's like, here are my games. Why am I not getting downloads? And I said, let me ask you again, who is your user? And he's like, well, I don't know, but here's my game. Here's how I research my keywords. Here's the volume, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, who is your user? And it took 3 or 4 times until he finally said, well, I'm not really sure. Okay, open up your Facebook analytics and tell me what it says. He goes, well, I don't have Facebook analytics. I said, how can you expect people to download your app if you don't even know who you want to be in front of? And he looked at me like we talked online, and he was like, I really just never even thought about that before. Like, I just figured if you just put it out there, if you get the keywords right, people are just going to download it. And they'd never thought about this idea that there are actually people out there that you should be targeting, not just the keyword volume, but the actual people. And by targeting those people, everything happens. And that, when you really think about it, that is why the idea of the riches and the niches really works. Is because the more niche, the more specific your app is, the more specific the problem that app solves, the easier it is to not only know the person that you're getting in front of, but the easier it is to pitch them and say, this is why you should download this app. So for anybody out there, if you're having a really hard time getting downloads and you have apps, you've built apps, I would totally encourage you to stop today and ask yourself, who exactly am I trying to get in front of? And who exactly is downloading the app? Who's that person who's so excited? If it's a game, it might be pretty generic. It might be an 18-year-old kid who lives in the Midwest and they're really bored, and that's who you're going after. Now you can see how that makes it more difficult and how you just need massive volume, but if you have a very specific app and you start to understand who your user is and you start to hone in on what their real problems are, that's when things get really, really powerful. In our Facebook group, in our community, the people that are having success are the ones that know who they're marketing their app to. This is a new part of the app business. This is the next big thing, is understanding who your market is and creating an app for that person and then getting it right in front of them using things like Facebook ads, publishers, influencers, targeted advertising, whatever it may be. But it's all about the users, okay? So I'm gonna do a lot more videos about this kind of stuff because I've seen it work really well for myself. You're starting to see a lot of people have success doing this. For any developers out there, if you're having a hard time, do that exercise. Find out who these people are. If you don't know who the people are, get the data. Install Facebook Analytics or Facebook SDK in your app, get that analytics, install Google Analytics to get Google's data back from you, but start to understand who your customer is, look at your reviews, know who they are, give them a name, and a lot of things will start to change. All right, if you like this video, if you're on YouTube, click the thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, please like this video. If you're on WordPress, if you're on the blog, please comment or anything else that you can do. If you're listening on the podcast, please share this with somebody or leave us a review. So thank you so much, everybody, and this is Carter. Catch you later. Peace.